Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Greetings of the Iraqi leadership and the presidency of Egypt to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos are conveyed to His Highness Syed Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed by the Foreign Minister of Iraq and Minister of Planning and Follow-up of Egypt. The Ministry of Transport and Communications announces the start of implementation of the logistics strategy of the Sultanate. Leadership for Health program in the Eastern Mediterranean region is implemented by the Ministry of Health in cooperation with World Health Organization and Harvard College for General Health. And 2 factories for water pipes production and manufacturing electrical switches are opened in Raisut Industrial Zone in the Governorate of Dhafar. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Highness Syed Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, today received His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Al-Ashqar Al-Ja'fari, Foreign Minister of Iraq. He conveyed greetings of the Iraqi leadership to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos and their best wishes to His Majesty and the government of continued success and to the Omani people of further progress and prosperity. His Highness welcomed the guest and the delegation and viewed good relations between the 2 countries and ways of strengthening them, expressing Sultanate's hopes for Iraq and its people of further welfare and growth. On his part, His Excellency the guest viewed situations in Iraq and efforts exerted to achieve security and stability all over the country. Talks covered developments in the Iraq arena and efforts exerted to rebuild Iraq to shoulder its own role. They also dealt with a number of issues and development in the regional and international arenas. His Excellency the Foreign Minister of Iraq expressed his delight of the visit of the Sultanate, expressing appreciation of his country for the Sultanate's continued support and satisfaction of the Iraqi side of the level of relations cooperation between the 2 countries. He praised the wisdom of His Majesty the Sultan in dealing with issues of concern to the region. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Sheikh Al-Fadl bin Mohammed bin Ahmed Al-Harthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers, and Her Excellency Amal Musa Al-Loush, Iraq Accredited Ambassador to the Sultanate. His Highness Syed Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, today received His Excellency Dr. Ashraf Al-Arabi, Minister of Planning and Follow-up of Egypt. He conveyed greetings of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt and his best wishes to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos of good health and long life, and to Omani people further progress and growth. His Highness welcomed the guest and his delegation and viewed track of strong relations that bind the 2 countries. He referred to the importance of service sector in preparing administrative capabilities and developing their potentials to upgrade level of services and implementing of citizens' dealings. His Highness also praised existing cooperation between the 2 sides in this regard. They viewed bilateral relations of cooperation in economic and social fields, as well as in human resources development through training and qualifying programs. They also viewed a number of current issues and developments in the regional and international arenas. His Excellency the Minister expressed his pride of the visit, praising distinctive relations existing between the Sultanate and Egypt, and the progress being witnessed by the Sultanate in comprehensive development march thanks to its wise leadership. He also spoke of the importance of the talks he held with officials in the Sultanate and its fruitful results. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service. The Ministry of Transport and Communications announced that the current year will witness awarding of the first Oman railway line Brahimi-Sohar and the start of its implementation in reality, in addition to completing initial designs of proposed tracks of Oman rail network. That came during a media meeting of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Fatisi, Minister of Transport and Communications, regarding Ministry's strategic plan. He also mentioned that the Ministry will announce details of logistics strategy of the Sultanate and to start its implementation this year through a specialized department. Achievements of 2014 were transferring maritime commercial activities from Port Sultan Qaboos to Sohar Port and awarding vital roads and bridges projects. Completion of Salalah Airport was announced and it is hoped to be opened before this year's Kharif season. The Minister said the Ministry and Public Authority for Civil Aviation will continue their efforts, which started last year, by providing some investment initiatives for the private sector in air cargo sector. Muscat Airport will witness completion of 90% of its construction, which will enable the airport to be opened next year. This year, plans for Sahar Airport is to attract new airlines and implementation of the passenger and cargo buildings for Sahar and Duqm airports. In the field of transportation, the Ministry plans to issue organising lists after issuing of overland transport law, as well as awarding new road projects, opening of parts of Bidbid-Sur Road and Muscat-Barka from Batna Express Road, and start of implementing Adam Thumrait Road. In the port sector, the seaport plans are made for developing Sahar Port to reach international standards, attracting new maritime lanes, and Port Sultan Qaboos will witness start of developing the port area of a seafront. The communications, the Ministry will complete the third and final stage of completing spectrum evacuation and completing review of telecommunications law. Leadership for Health program in the Eastern Mediterranean region is a training program implemented by the Ministry of Health in cooperation with World Health Organization and Harvard College for General Health in the United States of America. The 10-day program was inaugurated under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Darwish bin Saif Al Maharbi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Administrative and Financial Affairs. Health Administration and Health Future Vision 2050 topped the discussions of the participants in the training program, which formed into two parts. The first part was implemented in Geneva, Switzerland, and the second in the Sultanate, regarding to its strategic and planned role in this field. The National Records and Archives Authority organised a training workshop in Muscat entitled Modern Directions for Records Management, under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Hamad bin Mohammed Al-Dhuyani, Chairman of National Records and Archives Authority. The 5-day workshop witnessed a participation from inside and outside the Sultanate. It also included lectures on a number of topics, namely data management, mechanisms of searching in digital records, in addition to information management in records field. The work papers presented in the workshop focused on analysis and development of documentation process, as well as understanding the significance of database. Still to come in our news bulletin. With the participation of talented Omani designers, Muscat Municipality organises a fashion show entitled Legacy and Civilization. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Discussions of bilateral relations and developing cooperation for the strategic interests between the Sultanate and Egypt were at the focus of the meeting of His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Manthari, Chairman of the State Council, with His Excellency Dr. Ashraf Al-Arabi, Minister of Planning and Follow-up of Egypt. They also viewed National Development Programme and Strategic Development Plans, which concerned employment and providing job opportunities for Omani youth, as well as implementation of training and qualifying plans, in addition to vital projects execution. They also dwelt on legislative and monitoring work shouldered by the State Council. The guest praised growth being witnessed by the Sultanate and government efforts towards human resources development. His Excellency Sheikh Nasser bin Hilal Al Ma'wali, Chairman of the state's Financial and Administrative Audit Institution, received in his office today His Excellency Dr. Ashraf Al Arabi, Minister of Planning, Follow-up and Administrative Reform in the Arab Republic of Egypt. The meeting reviewed aspects of the joint cooperation and discussed the potential of exchanging expertise between the two sides. It is worth noting that the Egyptian minister is on an official two-day visit to the Sultanate. The Ministry of Health organised a workshop on procedures of floating government tenders. A number of work papers were discussed, namely procedures to present the application, prepare tendering documents, direct tendering and financial entrustments, as well as procedures to determine tenders. The workshop was held to support the decentralisation adopted by the Ministry according to the financial accreditation granted to the Director Generals of Health Services of the Governorates. It was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Darwish bin Saif Al Maharbi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Administrative and Financial Affairs. Activities of Message of Islam exhibition continued in Milan City in Italy. It was organised by the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs. The exhibition witnessed a huge attendance from the visitors. The participants got acquainted with the Omani civilization and religious tolerance values, coexistence and fraternity among peoples of the world. The exhibition came in coordination with a number of world organisations, including UNESCO and other religious centres. It was launched by the Ministry back in 2010 to visit a number of cities in the world so as to highlight the Omani role in spreading tolerance language and introduce the real message of Islam, which is based on justice and equality among people. On the sideline of the events of Muscat Festival 2015, Muscat Municipality organised a fashion show titled Legacy and Civilization with the participation of talented Omani designers. The two-day show witnessed participation of 4 professional designers and 24 amateur designers. It showcased Omani designs from north of Oman to the south and came as a support for talented and specialised girls in the field of small and medium-sized enterprises concerned with fashion designing. Muscat Securities Market MSM General Index today added 37.71 points, comprising a rise by 0.56% to close at 6,725 points, compared to the last session, which stood at 6,687 points. The trading value today stood at 48.77 million Omani Riyals, compared to the last session, which stood at 7.28 million Omani Riyals. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.33% to reach about 15.04 billion Omani Riyals. The report added that the value of shares bought by non-Omani investors reached more than 39 million Omani Riyals, comprising 80.06%. The values of shares sold by non-Omani investors reached 39.4 million Riyals, comprising 80.82%. Two factories for water pipes production and manufacturing electrical switches were opened in Raisut Industrial Zone in the Governorate of Dhofar. His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Saif Al Mahrouki, Deputy Governor of Dhofar, presided over the opening ceremony. Opening these two factories came coinciding with the celebrations of Omani Industrial Day, which falls on the 9th of February every year. Opening such factories aim to encourage foreign investment and to diversify income sources in the Sultanate. Municipal Council in the Governorate of Dhofar held its second meeting this year, which was headed by His Excellency Sheikh Salim bin Aufait Al-Shanfari, Chairman of Dhofar Municipality and Chairman of the Council. The meeting discussed a number of recommendations of municipal affairs committees and subcommittees, which were unifying approval percentage of all lease contracts in the municipality and industrial schemes in the wilayas of Sadah, Shleem and Heleniyat Islands. With a wide participation from the Omani camel owners, Al-Arda annual camel race was held in the Wilaya of Saham in the Governorate of North Batna, under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Khalid bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Secretary General of the State Council. Al-Arda race differs from other camel races as it includes 2 camels together racing with 2 others, during which the riders perform various shows while riding. The ceremony comprised poems and shows of traditional Omani arts, besides distributing prizes for competitors and participants. In the Governorate of Dakhiliya, Bahla Club held a ceremony to honour the winners of the Youth Innovations Contest under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al-Hinai, Advisor of the State. The competition, organised by the Ministry of Sports Affairs, included various cultural, scientific and artistic activities. The ceremony comprised a number of shows of the contest. At the end, the supporting bodies, the participants and toppers were honoured. The Zahir Al-Fawaris group in the Wilaya of Ibri, in cooperation with Ibri municipality, organised a voluntary camp for cleaning. During the camp activities, the youth worked hard to clean various areas across the Wilaya, including villages, public places and roads. The camp came to spread the spirit of teamwork and cooperation among the community members, in addition to awareness messages. The youth expressed the significance of maintaining the beautiful sites and their keenness to serve the society. And now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of clouds over the Hajar Mountains and the nearby areas, with chances of low clouds and fog among the coastal areas. Winds will be easterly to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Greetings of the Iraqi leadership and the Presidency of Egypt to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos are conveyed to His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Said by the Foreign Minister of Iraq and Minister of Planning and Follow-up of Egypt. The Ministry of Transport and Communications announces the start of implementation of the logistics strategy of the Sultanate. Leadership for Health program in the Eastern Mediterranean region is implemented by the Ministry of Health in cooperation with World Health Organization and Harvard College for General Health. And 2 factories for water pipes production and manufacturing electrical switches are opened in Raisut Industrial Zone in the Governorate of Dhafar. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.